Okay, should be recording. I don't see the file, but I'm going to trust it. Yep, there it is. Man, it is so weird looking at OBS and the meters are going so slow. There's something you can change. Whatever. Gonna worry about that later. Okay, so back in Dirt 5. Continuing in Dirt 5, the key was provided. You know what, let me actually quickly check. Make sure. There. Yeah, all I see is actually Codemasters listed. Well, hang on. I am now curious about the whole... Nope, apparently Codemasters is the publisher for it. Okay. Good for them. I mean... But I think they have worked with... That Deep Silver has been the publisher for other things, I think. So, okay. But no, it's on Steam. Codemasters is developer and publisher. Good for them. Good for them. Alright, anyway. Continuing in this... I actually do want... Actually, no. Okay, so nothing here about flashbacks, so those are not here. That's what I was checking out. That's actually weird that doesn't go to custom. But that's something that could change with a patch. See, I'm just wondering about... Okay, that sounds a lot more complex. I'm just wondering about turning some stuff up, since the Vegas 64 definitely has the performance for it, but I don't know what would be the greatest benefit for now. But it's also, since I know that there are some graphical issues, I can further believe that there will be performance improvements with a patch, so yeah. Alright, since I need to do 5 land rush events, why not do that? You know, do some of them, get back into it's the same day, it's just some hours later, but it's still, I need to get used to playing the game again. Still on the test system, by the way. Oh. Alright. Maybe it'll do maybe I'll do better, but I'm not looking forward to this. Whoop. Okay. Stressful. I didn't even realize I had finished the lap. Yeah, I guess that this is actually near the beginning of it, too, so... Wasn't that long ago. This isn't good, this isn't good, this isn't good. One thing I will grant that is neat about Land Rush is the fact that it's all the same car. So it does kind of just come down to skill. That was bad. That was bad. I can catch up. I can catch up. I know I can. It's just I know I screwed up as well. I'm in trouble now because I don't know if I'm going to be able to get around these people. Nope, I'm not. I'm not even gonna bother. Hey, at least the restarts are very fast. That's... I'm trying to remember which game. There was one of them that the restarts was such a pain. Where they did, like, take reloading the entire thing. That was one of those I had not good turning. So this is... that's a lap. Okay. How accurate this... hang on, I got an itch on my nose. But I wonder how accurate this is in racing. And by that, I mean the whole being able to have one racer that somehow gets ahead of the pack and just screams ahead. Because you see that in other racing games and with other players as well, you know, not just me and not just in a game like this, or it also happens in F1, the F1 games whenever I've played them, where if I'm able to get ahead, they just can't catch up. I'm able to just stay ahead, to just keep gaining. And I wonder if that is true to life. Or if there are means by which you can get ahead, even if it people can catch up, even in just something like, well, you have to push the car so hard to keep this lead that it is being damaged and isn't going to make it all the way through. Or that no driver would push the vehicle this hard. But that is one thing that I have noticed is, listen, there's no vehicle damage. Now, unfortunately, I can't remember if in Dirt 4 damage was much of a thing. I think there may have been wear, and that you could upgrade stuff. I'll have to check the review on that, actually. But I feel like there was some ability to tweak the cars, or tweak your team. But right now, this feels very solo. Very much just you. That was a much better Land Rush than the first one I did. One didn't even finish, according to that.
Definitely not making any friends out there. You can keep the aggression, because that'll help you get the wins, but just make sure you don't push things too far.
4 seconds ahead. That's significant. What is a dynamo jump? I don't know. And the fact that it doesn't tell me doesn't annoy me. Which that kind of reminds me of Dirt Rally 2. With the whole chicane coming up. It's like, what is this? I do not know what this thing is you are speaking of. Sure. I am thinking about the whole, complete the 5 things, the 5 land brushes. That is part of what I'm doing. Come on. Boy, is I handling better on this thing. Wish it were a bit brighter. That hitch was me taking a screenshot, just the sudden... there's the sun, there's the light. It was like, wow, I want that screenshot now. Okay, don't do that. I let off the throttle, and I was expecting the behavior to be a little different. It seemed like, oh yeah, we're just stopping now, right? No. That actually might be a setting. That is a setting in some games where does letting off the throttle engage the brake. I don't remember which ones, but I know I've seen that in Codemasters games. I have taken advantage of before. But yeah, it's like that is one thing, because I basically, my index finger is completely pulled in. That trigger is, I am pedal to the metal the entire time. Though sometimes I do let off of it a little bit because I'm braking. But it is also getting good at feathering it, at having it at just the right spot, that does help tremendously. Especially in the F1 games, because you need to manage your fuel. But it helps there too. You manage your acceleration, and man, it makes some turns so much easier. And a lot easier than even just braking. If you can manage coast properly, so much better. ends in a straightaway, right? Yeah. Okay. That's all. I just wanted to cycle through the cameras. 3 seconds ahead of
Starting to
everyone.
get a profile as a master of the overtake. Zipping past folks left, right, and center. I get it, man. Stay out of the way.
Yeah.
Alright, trying to remember which one Ultra Cross is.
The boy's too hot, put a fan on. I am never under pressure, man. There's pressure that I stand on.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not ready.
Alright, yeah, I will do this as practice to that.
A bit of strength and a little bit of core. Could I
Probably also do this.
Long time I was kipping on the floor. Me and Twin B, we the new jigger in the Euro flex on them. They talk on my name, then backslide. I ain't even spitting no more. I rap glide. Then you try and jump on my boat, you capsize. Coming like I'm one of the goats. I'm that nice, so it's old flows, new flows. Rose gold, hey, in my city, I'm the top boy. And I didn't even have to be in top boy. If you're Russell, what I've done, then it's a lot.
Oh, this will be fun. Look at that. Those turns around the bridge supports there.
On a mission, so they wishing that I'm flop boy. But I'll never.
You know, it's also interesting, you're always in last. I'm gonna have to make a note of that. The whole always in last, because it just makes me think much more that this is an arcade game, in that it's not about the way I was going to end that sentence. I felt wouldn't make much sense, so I don't want to say it that way. But it's just, you know, you did have to pay attention to position and such, and do things. It's like there were times I was manipulating my position to Dirt 4. Not often, because I tended to prefer to just, you know, always lead. But it did also mean in Dirt, then, if you led, you'd go last. So you had the roughest track, or at least the most damaged track. Which wasn't a problem, you know, I got used to it. But then you got, you know, like in the F1 game, it's like your position matters a lot, and you can influence it based on the qualifying run. Here, you don't, and it's the... I don't know, I feel like some of this is expectations set because of what I remember for Dirt 4, which I should look back at some stuff for the review of that. But also the whole one of the things that I like about Dirt 4 is that while it is still arcadey as a racing game, which I'm much more comfortable in than a simulation, it still had simulation depth to it. This, I don't know where that is. I do not know where that simulation depth is. There's no tuning to the cars, there's no co-drivers giving me directions, I don't have a team either, there's none of that. And it's like, I like, that's one of the things that I praise in a lot of the Codemaster racing games, is it's like, I am not a simulation racer. I do not have enough interest in racing as a sport to fully appreciate the simulation aspects there. But they still kept it very approachable to somebody like me who enjoys games and does enjoy racing games, more arcadey racing games, but can enjoy it and can be presented with enough of the simulation stuff to learn and still take advantage of it. And I'm not feeling that here. That's not negative. That is not negative. That is just a criticism of, and true, it could just be that it appears later. But it's a criticism of, I had certain expectations, and right now, they're not being fulfilled. That's not to say this isn't a fun game. That's not to say this isn't a well-made racing game. It's just, I was expecting something a little different. It is a vibrant game. I have to give it that. Ooh. Even if we do have these unfortunate graphical artifacts. Hey, I've said it before, I'll say it again, and actually I should have said it earlier. I do have this pre-release. So there's still like a release date patch, at least, to be delivered. So this stuff, some of it I know is known, because I really should check the review guide. But there are certain things where it's like, yeah, we know that there are graphical issues. Some of that stuff is going to change. And, you know, it's just, so this, I see it, so I'm disappointed that it's there. But I also see that, you know, this is pre-release. I don't, it's not bothering me. It doesn't get to me at all. It's almost like I'm not seeing it, is how I approach it. And I hope that anyone watching this is doing the same. That it, you know, they recognize that no, this is pre-release. That stuff, I am very confident will not be there. Or if it is there, then that means it's some weird edge case thing that is up with my test system that's causing that. Alright, I will try this, but I want to do this one, to actually advance. A bit of strength and a little bit of core, could I have my little brother drenched dipping in the yaw. Okay. Hey, it's the Peugeot. I was just looking at the car, I didn't even look over to see the name of it. Just, I remember the headlights. I'm gonna drink water while it gives a preview of the core. Yeah, I need to make a note about it. It is the whole always starting in last, because I know it's one of those things that some people feel like, who cares? Or it's like, well, in Mario Kart you start in last. I don't know, I haven't played Mario Kart game in too long, but it's just, that is something that I would associate with a very arcadey racer, that you do start in last. That, you know, that's just how the positions are handled. That's not what I expected in the Codemasters game. I expect it to either vary because it's random or be based on other things. Where it's like, oh, you have a career, this is career mode, and you're doing so well, so you're actually earning positions further up. Ow. And this reminds me of the Shadow Warrior or Shadow Warrior 2? I think, you know what? No, Shadow Warrior 2. Shadow Warrior 2, I think, is the specific scene that's coming to mind is Shadow Warrior 2. Because I replayed that game a number of times because of the whole, it just naturally did like New Game Plus kind of stuff there. And I think I remember seeing that area, because it's near the beginning, over and over again because of that. And Shadow Warrior 3 is coming out at some point. I need to check. Yeah, there is some section in that where you're going through like a bamboo garden. That's what it's reminding me of, and I think that's in 2. It might be in 1. It might be in... I don't know. I've played both games enough. It's been a while used for either. But fun game. Shadow Warrior 2 dove a bit too deeply into the loot everywhere. But was still fun. I should have braked, and that was my fault there. Hopefully I can recover. I think I've got the time. No, I don't. You know, I'm gonna do it this way. There. Take 3rd, and I'm gonna just hit to retry. I still made podium, so it's not like I did poorly. I was not sure if I was going to be able to pull that off. I'm surprised none of them overtook me there. You know, I also did, yeah, there was damage in Dirt 4, I want to say. Maybe I'm thinking Dirt... No, it was definitely in Dirt 4. It may have also been in Dirt Valley 2. I'm sure it was also in Dirt 4, because like, there were times when it's like you blew a tire, or you broke the axle. I think I did that once, at least. I've done that more than once. Yeah, I do remember some spectacular crashes of mine there. Not quite on the level of what I did earlier in a land rush, where I had that thing dancing. Yeah, not quite on that level. Again, there is like no damage either. It is odd. To be clear, that was one of those I knew that it was going to not end well. I knew I wasn't going to be able to make that turn, and it's like, slam in, it'll correct me then. Alright. Save. I kind of wonder now with these sponsorships for the real companies like AMD, Do you think Codemasters talk to them? Maybe I could try asking
Welcome back to
them.
the DiRT podcast by Donut Media.
Hey.
It's me, James Pumphrey, and as always, I'm joined by my handsome co-host, Nolan Sykes.
Thank you, I'm flattered.
It is race weekend, people. Toot toot! We got Jamie Chadwick on the line, coming all the way from Nevada. W Series champion, everybody. No need for an intro. Jamie, what is going on in the land of dice and desert lizards?
Hey James, how are you? Yeah, I'm in Nevada. It's super cool here. It's obviously a little bit noisy, but it's the big race coming up this weekend, and honestly, I can't wait.
Yeah, it sounds super noisy out there. Are you racing?
No, sadly not. It's a rare weekend off for me, but yeah, I'm here supporting AJ actually. I've heard he's going to be out practicing soon, so I might go try to sneak a little look if I can.
Oh, AJ, close personal friend of the show and myself. He came to my wedding. Don't mean to brag. So you're a big fan as well?
Oh, massive fan. Guilty as charged there. I think he's so exciting to watch. He's, really one of the crowd's favorites. I also love how he's bringing up younger racers as well. It's so cool to see, and obviously a big fan.
So, Jamie, you're known for your open wheel racing career. What is it about the dirt that attracts you to the sport?
I think what I love is the unpredictable nature. You know, you're always racing on different surfaces. Everything's changing. There's such cool features. There's jump. For us, I don't want to say it's boring, but it's very, very sort of monotonous. It's always the same, whereas I love the fact it's always changing for you guys in dirt, and it's so cool to see. It makes the racing that bit more exciting.
Speaking of unpredictable, AJ is known for a slightly unpredictable, some might even say risky style of driving. How do you think that plays out in the heat of competition?
I mean, it works for him. I think that's the thing. For some drivers, it just doesn't work and they crash out and they have incidences. But for AJ, he seems to manage the risk really well. He calculates it and he gets away with it, and it's cool to see him go for gaps that I don't think exist, but he makes it happen, and it's why he's drawn in the big crowds this weekend.
So you think he's going to do pretty well this weekend then?
It goes without saying for me. I'm obviously in Nevada. I think if I were to put my money on anyone, it's on AJ, and fingers crossed he can have a good race.
Now moving on to the other side of the coin, a guy on the top of everyone's mind, a little guy named Bruno Duran. What are your thoughts on Bruno?
I mean, Bruno's got a lot of talent. It goes without saying. I think, love him or hate him, whatever you think, he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, but I mean, he's got talent and no one can deny that.
Yeah, but he's kind of like a, you know what I'm saying? He's kind of a...
but come on, everyone has different styles and no one's going to be the same. Not everyone's AJ, sadly, but everyone's got different styles, and this is the way he's gone out to get results, and all credit to him, he's driving well.
Well, Jamie, when you hang up your racing gloves, I think you should run for office because you're very good at not answering questions.
All right, we won't disparage you too much. Jamie Chadwick, thank you so much for calling in on the show. Have a lovely weekend off in Nevada.
Don't lose all your money.
Cheers, thanks guys. Big fan of the podcast as well.
Thank you so much.
Jamie Chadwick, everybody. We're going to take care of some sponsorship stuff, and we will be right back.
Anyway, the thing I was going to say is I wonder if with the sponsors, when they're, real companies like AMD is, actually it's very possible all of these are, and I'm just unaware of them. Codemasters obviously exists. I can believe that Donut. I mean, this is the Donut podcast, so it must be real. Because, I mean, if I remember correctly from the PR stuff, it is real. Those two guys are real people. And Jamie Chadwick is probably actually real. Somebody that they interviewed for this. Well, at least did a mock interview for this stuff. Pepsi's real. Yeah, I don't know Hoosier Racing Tire or K&N. Pepsi's real. I don't know that one. Don't know. Beats by Dre. I'm aware of that one. Goodyear, know that one. Michelin Monster. I should probably not name the ones I don't know, just as far as the whole, how do you not know that? And my brain just partially turned off. I wonder if they ask these companies, hey, what would you like your objectives to be? Because, I mean, that could be kind of fun, especially if you do have partnerships with some of them. Like, Codemasters does have a partnership with AMD for this stuff, for some of the optimization technologies, so it would make sense that they could call somebody up and be like, hey, what would you like your career objectives to be? Plus, they would need permission to use the logo here, to use the name. But same with Donut here. I mean, all of them, they would need permission. So I could believe that it was also, what would you like? I mean, I would ask. It might not be a good idea, but I'd be at least, hey, could we do this? I'm just wondering how far this goes. You know, it's just because we've only just now gotten Bruno talked about. That's quite a while, and it's like, Nolan North, Troy Baker, that's their names. I don't remember which one is which, but AJ's one, Bruno's the other. And it's like, it was a big deal that they got them, and it's like it's taken this long to get Bruno. And I don't remember which of the two which of the two voice actors is doing Bruno. But it's just, it was a big deal that they got him, and then it's like this far in that, well, got both of them, and then it's this far in that, you know, we finally meet him. It's a little weird. Should have been breaking earlier. Wow, I was not expecting to brake that heavily when I pulled the brake. Not the handbrake. Just the normal brake. I should look at the photo mode at some point, shouldn't I? just realized that does appear to be the case. Huh. That's actually kind of disappointing. I just realized, look at the ground. There's no recent deformation to it. This looks... I mean, you guys would have an easier time going back in the video and look, but there is, like, no damage to the snow from a whole bunch of cars driving over it at speed. And there really should be. It just occurred to me, I'm not seeing any surface damage. Maybe that takes ultra high, but no, it should be there because it's one of those, if I'm right and it is not there, that's one of those things that was in Dirt 4 that was actually really neat. The whole, the ground does get damaged, and the result, oh, that's how, so, and it has an impact then on the track. You can feel it, and you can't feel it. And it wasn't just a PR thing that, oh yeah, and then you can tell the impact. No, I could tell. I could feel that it had an impact on my driving. So it's, for it not to be here, it's like, wow, I'm actually gonna make that note.
How you feel about a slight detour?
Here we
Something
go.
a little extracurricular.
Well, maybe not.
I know the answer is yes. Of course it is. What I like about you, you got hunger. So I got this concept for you. It's called a throwdown. Sounds cool? That's because it is cool. A throwdown is like a challenge, a one-off challenge. You see, us superstars like to keep each other on our toes, so we like to throw down a little skill check. And guess what? You've been tapped for one. Funny how this keeps happening. I say something, then it happens. I don't know, maybe I'm a wizard.
Okay. By the way, I don't know how much it'll matter to anyone. Especially since it's not, I'm not using it for the game, I'm just using it for the note. I am using the one-up keyboard build I did with the Boba U4 silent tactile switches in there, which are so comfortable to type on, along with the Drop Skylight series keycaps that I purchased those. The keyboard kit, the switches, those were provided by one-up keyboard. Sure. But yeah, they feel nice to type on. They really do. The switches and the keycap. I'm looking forward to working with even more switches, but yeah. This is a time that I would love to have. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. That I would love to have the semi-automatic, because I would have been increasing the gear. I would have been going harsher on the gearbox than automatic. That's a handbrake kind of turn. Okay, I did see some damage in that, but I'd have to like see if we actually caused that. I have this. I've won. Because I know how much he slows down. Save that. Had a feeling. Alright, I mean, yeah, let's get right back in there. So as we're waiting here, I'll oh, nope, I already moved. Haha, I'm sorry. No, I will. Since you were looking at the test system desktop there are two things in the lower left. RDP. That's oh crap. Radeon Developer Platform, is that it? It's software that anyone can use. Doesn't matter, I'm not a developer, but I can use that so that I can, with the desktop even.
Tell me what you think of this. University of Awesome. Huh? Who doesn't want to go there?
I'm good. It will, I'd be able to see, like, how much, not only how much VRAM is actually being used, I now don't know if I actually counted that I did that on. I know that there's stuff you gotta clear out, so, but I can even, like, go in to, sorry, my mind getting distracted. It is actually Halloween. I can see not only how much VRAM is being used, but it will even let me see inside of that. So I could see how much is textures, how much is this, how much is that. Now, true, I don't understand most of it, but it still is a pretty neat thing that I might try doing experiments with at some point in the future. I think I looked at it with the Series Sam 4 Performance Center. Just to see how much, VRAM that was taking. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I do wish that you could, like, sort these so that you only see certain ones. The best is S. Yeah, the Porsche is probably the best of them. Formula Off-Road. It is big. That's what... I haven't really been having these come up a lot. Ooh. Can I? I have 615,000. That's only 150,000. Why not? Feel like if I set these colors first, going to thing, actually is kind of neat. It's a bit too busy though, but I do kind of like just the idea of it. It would have to be the other way around. No. Oh, whoa. Well, maybe. Let's see the... Okay, that is definitely... That, then... That one? Oh. Okay, maybe I don't want to do that. I don't think there are any here of them, at least. Okay. Hey, how many? There's 4. So. Let me actually set Codemasters. Actually, yeah, that. Yeah. That actually, good right there. It's like having AMD on there since they are the current sponsor in game makes sense, but there's like no connection to the game, so it's like I shouldn't have it there. I mean, it's not like with Ghost Recon Breakpoint where it's like I actually got that key via AMD. So it's like, yes, I wore the AMD gear in that to make it clear. Okay, so pre-runners and cross raid, rallycross and 90s rally. I mean, that's even the thing I just purchased, so sure. Let's use it. Tijuca or Tijuca? I don't know how you pronounce the J there. I'm just unsure. It's, the best way to turn is with the help of a friend. Unfortunately, I then did not know what the traction was on the ground there and kind of turned into a rock. For some reason, they always, make a small correction to the right. The AI always does this. Wow. Did I accidentally take that guy out? Oh, that guy almost took me out. That could have been worse. Yeah, I was riding that wall way too close. Talked about, but was in some of the PR stuff, was the changing conditions. I haven't been to. I don't think I've been in a Arizona race yet. But one of the things that I do remember them talking about was dust storms coming in. That was one of the trailers that they even had for the game showed that. And it is kind of neat here how it's suddenly just darkened. Because of the storm, the clouds going in front of the sun, now starting to clear. It is neat. I do like that, because it is a nice environmental touch. But it's also I don't know if the track conditions are changing because of that. So it's is this visual, or is this impactful? Because it's already raining. It's not like there's somebody over the radio saying and warning me that, oh, the track conditions have now changed. You should be careful. Boom.
Starting to get a profile as a master of the overtake. Zipping past folks left, right, and center. I get it, man. Stay out of the way.
Hold on, dude. Hold on. Okay, stop. What you're telling me is that Peter, aka Slap Train, the dude with the nerves of steel, went from the YouTubes to the drift cars. This brave dude got freaking scared by a squirrel?
Come on, guys. I mean, I appreciate it all. It was an angry-looking squirrel, though, James. I mean, you guys weren't there.
Yeah, they
man.
are scary.
Yeah, sometimes they're rats with bushy tails. But time to get serious. All right, let's bring it down. This is why you're on the show. All right, we gotta ask. What do you think of Bruno Durand?
Okay. I knew it was going to come. Figured, right? Let's get serious about it.
Yeah, he's been beefing with everyone lately. He's ruffled some feathers out there, especially James's. But his driving on the track, look, it backs all that trash talk up. So, are you a fan?
Am I a fan of Bruno Durand? I mean, in a way, yes. It's hard not to be impressed by his run of victories. I mean,
Absolutely.
he said he'd do it too.
Yep.
Now he's dominated in the Dirt Moto series his whole career, and now he's showing he's mastered the four wheels too. I mean, what can't this guy do?
Yeah, I mean, I cannot help but be impressed. And to be honest, he had to do something. I mean, you watch him in the Dirt Moto series, just wasn't doing it for him anymore. He wasn't getting any joy, no satisfaction out of it. So what does he do? He throws a little baby fit. He yells at a couple of reporters after a couple of races, and apparently that's all you need to get a top seat in the Dirt Off-Road series these days.
I'm gonna go yell at some people.
Yeah, I'm gonna go yell at some people. Maybe I could be a race car driver.
I did see that. It's dirty, it's gritty, but the gamble paid off. And yeah, I do enjoy the attitude. I don't really think it's entirely sincere, though.
Ooh, juicy! Getting a little spicy in here.
So you're saying it's a bit of an act, then?
I mean, to a degree, he's already established in another motorsport, and now he's dominant in this series too.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that this dude does not lack is confidence, so I'll give him that.
Right, so the race seems to be won before he rolls up to the starting line. He gets in your head, and he gets that mental edge over you before the race is even started. That's a strategy.
Yeah, one he's used his whole career before he switched over. And that counts for nothing if they don't back it out on the track.
Exactly, and he does though, that's the problem. But be sure, we all want to know how he reacts to a loss. What is he gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. You know, that is just as important to any champion, to any sportsman. You know, winning, I don't want to say it's easy, but it's easy after you've won. What's really hard is after you've lost. So, who do you see beating him?
I've thought of it a few times. It's a tough one, but I got one in mind, and I'm gonna give you another option that I'm not too sure on, but hey.
All right, cool, man. We're all ears. Hit us.
First, I'd say AJ.
Of course.
Why have we not seen them in the main event together yet?
Yeah,
Why?
that's a good question, man.
I think there's something behind that, though. There has to be. I mean, if you think about it, there has to have been an opportunity somewhere down the line.
I know, you would think that, but then you look at all the main events and it just never came. And here's the thing, when has our boy AJ ever backed down from a challenge?
Right? So there's AJ, and I think he actually wins that matchup, and maybe that's why we haven't seen it yet.
Yes!
I like that this has turned into a conspiracy podcast. Who else you got?
Okay, wait, before, maybe somebody emerges from the smaller teams.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. So we've seen this before. Someone just shows up and they bring something a bit different, something fresh, something new we've never seen before.
Sauce.
Yeah, a little sauce, a dry rub. something spicy, right? And whether that's a skill or a style or whatever. And I want to point out that is very much like what Durand has done. But this person, I don't necessarily think has to be established in another motorsport.
No, exactly. You got me thinking about some sauce, so a little bit of honey barbecue goes a long way right now, right? But
Yeah,
somebody
definitely.
up and coming, though. Someone up and coming, and there's one or two that might be on the rise right now. So keep an eye out on that talent.
So I gotta ask, how do you like your chances?
I've thought of it. I mean, to be honest, though, it's easy, right? No problem. I'm going to leave it to them, though. I'm a bit busy at the moment to get involved.
All right, man. I like your style. Watch out for those squirrels before you get into any race cars. We got to take care of some
appreciate it.
sponsorship stuff. We'll be right back. It's the Dirt Podcast by Donut Media.
I have one. I think it's interesting how this is the substance of the note, that last note I made, about how you're not mentioned in the podcast. So they're talking about rivals for Bruno Durand, do not mention you at all. It's like, oh, and there's I also have another thing that doesn't seem as likely, but I'll mention it anyway. It's like, oh, he's going to talk about this new guy Ace that AJ's been training. It's like, no, nothing. And I do also find funny talking about the smaller teams. There is no concept of team in this game so far. Alright, I want to do... Oh, man. I might as well just go for that. I have to do an icebreaker either way, because I hate the sprints. I can't do them. And I can't do this either, so... This is the more torque, that's probably why it's an S. Yeah, let's do it. And I'm thinking that in part because I just I don't think I'm gonna do well, so let's just get the better car. I want these things complete, and I think it was over there. Yep. Well. Got it? So it must... Okay. Saw it? Yep. I mean, if it's longer than the other one, you know, a larger map, a larger course, I think I have a better chance. Very possible I don't, though. Although true, different car, might do better for that reason. I am not gonna achieve this. Ooh. At least we're not the only ones struggling. Even the AI is having some problems. Some of them, at least. I will do a retry, but I am gonna finish this lap, this race, this run, this attempt. You just, have it on the books. But yeah, I don't like these. I do not like these icebreakers. I do feel like I'm doing better controlling the car than the previous icebreaker I did, but yeah, I mean, I don't like these. And it is, part of it is just, I'm still figuring out how the hell to control myself. I mean, it is weird, this whole, you can be, turning, I'm confusing myself with what words I should use. But where it's basically, I'm sliding in one direction, and it's like, okay, I'm good with this direction, so I'm gonna let go of trying to turn, and then I start turning the opposite direction.
You are definitely not making any friends out there. You can keep the aggression, because that'll help you get the wins, but just make sure you don't push things too far.
But yeah, it is just weird to me. I mean, it's definitely, you do not want to be pedal to the metal the whole time. You're not, that's how you're gonna lose. But this also does kind of feel like glorified bumper cars at times, doesn't it? Yeah, that was a dead stop, and I knew it before I slammed into it. It's like, that's just gonna kill all momentum. Was music change I wasn't expecting. I'm not, well, no, I am doing better controlling than even the last run. I'm not going to do any better for position. I mean, I think I can put it one way and it's going to sound kind of arrogant, and I don't mean it to be that way. But I also still feel like it's true. I feel like some of this is just the AI has every advantage here because it knows how to properly respond to the ICU, and I don't. I really have no idea how to do it properly. I mean, there is no way I would beat an AI in that if the AI knew how to drive on the ice. I also, would like to try something. So I'm kind of thinking, done this one as well. Done lockdown there, and then put myself through the hell that is the What's that? Ooh, S. A mini, really? An A and I think I'd rather go with that one. I mean, control, handling is so much more important to me. And I was gonna say something, make some sort of point earlier. It's just left my mind. Hate it when that happens. I know one thing that entered my mind is it is interesting that it's like, oh, you need so many stamps to do this or that, and it's like, but I have more than enough, you still need to progress. So I guess it's just if I were doing worse and not getting so many stamps, it's like, no, you have to go back and try again. I guess it might be something like that. Oh yeah, I think that may be the point that was crossing my mind, that you don't have a choice as to like what your preferred thing is, what your preferred race type is. Because like, no, these are the ones. I will try doing the reroll. Maybe that. Wow, that was. Hang on, actually. I was curious what the. Okay. Okay, it just took a... Wow, it's taking... Anyway, I just wanted to see what that was like. But yeah, it's like, no, you don't have a choice. You are doing these. And that is kind of funny when you think about it. That's because I think they even had AJ talk earlier about the whole do what you're comfortable with. And then it's like, nah, you have to do these if you want to progress. Like, oh, nah, you're stuck doing, an icebreaker or a gymkhana, or, doing a completely different, I mean, it isn't as much the whole, you get to do what you want to do as I would like. It is also true that in a video game, you should do things that will force the player to try different things, to experiment. I'm trying to remember, there was a game I reviewed a while ago, I want to say, where the way it encouraged me to experiment, I really liked. And it might have even been something like there was then a sequel to it, or just another game that I reviewed shortly thereafter, that the way it tried to encourage people to experiment, I felt was woefully inferior. I just don't remember what it was. But no, it is an important aspect of the design for many games to encourage experimentation. Because some games, you want to encourage it because that's how players then realize that, oh, I'm capable of doing this, and it's more fun. So there have definitely been some games where it's like, I found something that personally I like doing, but it's like, no, that's not how you're supposed to play. It's like, but I'm playing for fun. But yeah, because you do want to counter the whole, you find something that works, stick to it. You do want to counter that in games. You do want to get people to experiment. Because, let's face it, in reality, video games don't matter. Well, I guess if you're, esports kind of professional, they do. But my point being, experiment. You're not going to lose something because of an experiment in a game. So that should be encouraged, it should be supported. And one way would be, like with this, was, I lost horribly in that icebreaker. But I can still progress. It's like, you have to do it. And it can confirm that you aren't good at these, that you hate them. Or maybe, who knows, maybe it would have turned out that, no, I'm actually figuring out how to do it, and I can do it. That's not what happened, and I doubt it will ever happen. But it's just, that is an important thing to still do. So... I do kind of feel, and it's like, I just thought of like the catch line that I could use. This feels simple, not simulation. And I was expecting more simulation. Don't man. I mean, that's like a larger point that I have. But I'll actually make that note. Okay. Yeah. Just get it over with. Man, I'm burning through the money, but you know what? Let's do it. I'm just thinking it's got such a high ranking for handling. Maybe it'll help. Probably won't, but you know, it's like, hey, maybe I'll get 11th instead of 12th. I see the autobacking, don't worry. I'm not blind. Yeah, this is glorified bumper cars. It's really it. Which I do kind of have a problem with, as far as it is thoroughly unrealistic, because I can't imagine there ever being a real event like this. It would be far too dangerous. Even without considering the fact that you're driving on a frozen river that clearly has cracks in it. I mean, true, that is part of just the visual aesthetic of the icebreaker, so it's, you know. But it's just the whole, you would not want a race where there would be this much contact, I feel, and on ice. I mean, it screams this is gonna kill someone. Or there are not enough safety precautions devised for a car to keep this safe. I cheated. I don't know how, but I must have cheated. I have no idea how I could manage third. Unless I cheated. And I don't even know how. I wish I knew how. I wish I knew how. But it is not possible that I actually earned third place here. And I saved that replay, and I will even like put in its title. It's like I must have cheated. I don't know how. You know, just something to, because I should not have gotten third. I am not good enough to get third, and it crashed. At some point, I do want to, since I see it there. At some point, I do want to do some experimentation with RDP, but I do not have the time. I've got so many other things I need to do. I need to get this done. It's like this first, then some other experimental project kind of stuff. The heck? Okay. I don't know what, but I set down the controller. It must have been hitting a key that was causing that. Because I still have the keyboard on my lap, even though I'm not using it. It must have been, and the cable for the controller must have been hoisted.
So what if we called the school the Academy? Just the Academy, huh? Now, I know people might get it confused with another thing, but it's different.
I'll be honest, I'm not caring much for the AJ character. I mean, he seems like a jerk. And an idiot. Which in some cases, that's what a jerk is.
To the rave with the gal, yeah. What you think about that? Dance, shake, move it. They wanna know, yeah, who that gal? She be tight.
I know I need to do the land rushes, but I also
Gonna shake, gonna hit you like an earthquake.
I do actually want to. I mean, it is fun, and it does feel the most like. Oh, it's an Arizona one. It also feels the most like the stuff in Dirt 4, which I did enjoy. I did enjoy just the like. Here's a long course. It's gonna take you 10, 15 minutes even. Do it. But I actually did enjoy that. Now, true, you also had the flashbacks to help, but it was just you had to pay attention. You had to be careful. Whoa! I don't think that was a dynamo jump, by the way. I have no idea how I would drift. I'm gonna start. That was just going a bit too poorly. I just realized I actually needed stopping for long. Getting late. Wow. Okay. Let's try that again. I'm going for an hour and a half. Okay. Yeah. What the heck? Something happened in there. Part of the challenge to this is you spend so much time in the air that you need to know when you're in the air because of how it impacts. Like, you land, and if you were trying to turn... Okay, that's not... I feel like I would not have bounced off quite like that. But yeah, and it's also... It is so hard to see the course. This is... yeah. This feels silly with its physics. Whoa, okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going. I officially do not understand.
Really racking up those air miles. You can spend more time flying than driving.
I mean, just how much time it to still get 3 stamps. Like 240, I was like half a minute. You know, like 30 seconds or more faster.
What, James?
You know what really
I
grinds
just,
my gears?
yeah.
Tell me, man.
People who cut in line.
No cuts, no butts, no peanut butter haircuts.
Exactly. Just wait in line like the rest of us. Now that I have that off my chest, you've got a related throwdown. You need to hop in this big old trophy truck and block anyone that tries to jump in front.
No cutsies.
What? I'm just. I do not know what that is in reference to. Well. Ah. Okay, at least I have options. I'm gonna go with this one. I'm gonna go with the more performance over handling, because I'm hoping that while there'll probably be things with that just I'll be able to handle it because of the it's actually kind of okay, it's flame. It's cool. It's still kind of neat. I just hope that I will be able to surpass the big guys with so much power, just because I'm able to handle around. Oh wow! Looks like most of the AI decided on this as well. Well, at least not the big thing. Makes me wonder what would have happened if I had picked the other one. Like, I could believe it if it is set up where the AI makes decisions after you, so that you would not be the only one in that. Whoa. Okay, I am seeing some cut in the snow that I was leaving. So I want to watch when coming back. To see if they are there. Mine or theirs, or the AI. But it's like, I am seeing deformation by the wheels, so I want to know if they are there or not on another lap. I'd also like to know if they impact driving, but that's going to be harder to figure out. I am not seeing any, and the fact that I'm leaving some here tells me I should be seeing them. Yep, because this is one of the spots where I'm pretty sure I saw myself leaving them, or maybe it was up here, but it still is. This is... So yeah, that is disappointing. Aw, damn. It is weird with the rear wheel drive. Just the lack of power to the front wheels is making some of this uncomfortable for me. Because it's just, you know, there's once the back wheels get traction, the turning is so different. Whoa, that was unusual. But yeah, because how the back will spin around the front. I'm getting a little bit of a handle on it, but it is something that I need to get a handle on.
Awesome skills, my friend. You are dominating right now. In fact, that you spend so much time in first place, you're starting to lap yourself.
Not how that works. You know what I just realized? I didn't save the previous replay button. Oh well. I didn't have the keyboard set properly for that. Oh, drift and trade. There.
I'm James Pumphrey, and it is the Full Dirt Podcast by Donut Media, and today we have my close personal friend, some might even say brother?
Ooh,
AJ?
right.
What's up, dude?
I don't get the co-host title if I'm your brother?
I don't know, man. Sorry. My co-host slash practically brother, AJ.
Happy to be here, man.
All right, man. So let's get straight to it. The elephant in the room.
Right.
That elephant has a name, and it is Bruno Durand. So I don't know whether or not you caught the interview earlier, but this is hot off the presses. So I'm gonna play the clip.
All right, just gonna go straight into it, huh? Not gonna ease me in there at all.
Hey, man, we got a lot of things to cover. We got a lot of things to do,
I'm
man.
kidding,
You know how it works.
Go ahead. Roll the tape, roll the tape.
Nolan.
I actually lost the tape, but this is a dramatic reenactment, okay? A showdown with AJ would only be for his fans. The race does not interest me or my following. The guy barely won his last race. I'd be taking that clean sheet off him before turn one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. How's that make you feel?
No, it's cool. You know, that's Bruno. He's got to talk like that. It's his whole style. You know, he does the trash talk. He does the mind games.
I mean, he's getting the wins. I think he's just backing it up. You know?
Yeah. He's getting the wins. But I mean, have you seen those wins? Have you seen them?
I've
Because
seen them, yeah.
it's on rails. It barely raises the pulse. I mean, I look at him and I gotta wonder, is he having fun out there? That's what I want to know.
I mean, I think that's the closest to trash talk I've ever heard.
No, that's not trash talking. That's just me. He and I approach this in two different ways. I do this for the love of the sport, and I mean, it's. I just don't see that from him. I don't see. I got a smile on my face when I'm behind the wheel. You know what I mean? And I just don't see that from Bruno.
I mean, but you gotta admit, Age. You gotta admit, it is impressive seeing this guy come from racing bikes in the Dirt Moto series, and now he's just destroying in cars.
It's impressive, but racing is racing. You know, it's about nerve, it's about skill, it's about keeping calm under pressure. And I respect his background. I know he came up hard, so did I, but you know, I'm not seeing some sort of prodigy here.
Dang, dude. All right, so the big question, all right, if the chance came, if this trash talk is all just to rattle you, how do you see the 1v1 going down? I think I know your answer.
Do you?
Yeah, I think I do.
I honestly, probably down to the wire. Look, he drives good, but I'm confident. You know, I'm game. I'm up for it because I know that all of this is that clip is that's just Bruno bravado. It's all tricks and hype train, and I know how this thing works, man. I wasn't born yesterday.
Dude, you certainly were not. I don't think anyone's gonna accuse you of being born anywhere near to yesterday. I gotta get the sponsorship stuff out of the way, but then you're not done, dude. I'm gonna pursue this line of questioning.
All right.
I think I'll do this one, so that way I unlock access to both of the things. But I'll probably be stopping for long. I mean, that did treat me well, but okay. Okay, since this will just sit here for a while, it's kind of funny. It says heavy rain and there's nothing. While that podcast storytelling is interesting, and I do enjoy it in that respect, it's like I was talking about before. Ace isn't talked about in that. There's no mention of Ace, and it's like I don't feel an investment to it. It's like it's just something I'm hearing. It's not something I need to pay attention to, kind of thing. Okay. I did something there. I did do something. I really want to win this now. Just so that I can make sure that that's, you know, in a video file. I'm not going to, though. I just realized that this is a point-to-point. And I doubt I'm gonna manage it. This thing is too light. This does not have that good of handling. There. I saved the video. I know I have it, but damn, wow, this is. I would never want to do this race in a light car, and that's what this is. Oh my god. I did it again. How? But, I mean, yeah, there was just in no way. I did not mean to do that. I am so sorry. What am I doing? Oh, man. But I would want a car with a lot more weight on it to help with traction. Like, this is I feel like this is a race. Fifth gear, you should not be in fifth gear. I feel like this is a race. You're going between second and third, maybe fourth at times. And that's it. I'm saying you are never going fast. If you're going fast, you're not racing it properly. And not having all four wheels on the ground really hurts. Well, so much for that, I was going to say. I think I also need to make the note glorified bumper cars, because it does feel like that at times. Just the amount of knocking and shoving, some of which I'm committing, some of which is the other, is the AI. It's like I got pushed out by the AI. That is what happened in that previous run, and I slammed. I did not mean to slam this guy into that tree on the last run. I really didn't. He was just stuck there, and then the tree appeared, basically. Damn. I don't want to clip the thing, but turning is so difficult. That's why I wish this car were heavier. There is such little traction. You do not get. You don't understand. I'm just saying it. You cannot turn. You know what? Yeah, I need a different car. It is not happening with this car. It shouldn't even be an option to use a super light in this. That is so ridiculous. What all do I have that I could just purchase and use? That one would, oh, no, I don't want that for a performance. That actually might work well. That is not super light at 1,500 kilograms. It's heavier than the 80s rally stuff. Yeah. Wait, that's not that. I am also a little distracted because I'm thinking the fact that it keeps selecting those same colors, it's got to be it has to be a setting somewhere, right? Like I should be able to set my defaults. I feel it has to be it has to be something. All right, let's try this again with something that should handle better, and it's also. Just because of it being heavier, it should handle better. But I do wonder how much the performance and handling rankings actually not rankings. Okay, so the other cars do change. But I do wonder how much it carries over between the classes. But no, that on ultralight is just insanity. I should say this on ultralight. Oh man, that felt so much better. It's like, yes, I'm tearing up the track as I'm trying to maneuver around it. So much better. now I've also learned how to do some of this stuff with that. So I need to unlearn that and learn this. I think I may stop after I finish this one, by the way. I could see this being done on the super lights if you could very, very well control your throttle. I'm not capable of that. But like somebody that has racing wheel kind of thing, you know, that kind of setup, I could see it. Handbrake. That is how I made that turn. I might be using some more up here. It's hard to tell because it's also possible that I won't be, not building up enough speed to need it. Needed it there, but I was kind of in the air, so it did not have as strong an impact as it could. Got it.
You're starting to get a profile as a master of the overtake. Zipping past folks left, right, and center. I get it, man. Stay out of the way.
Alright, there's probably going to be some talking. Or not. Oh, hey, I'm like... Oh, wait. What? Huh, interesting that there's one pass. Okay, so...
I shoulda, coulda just closed the blinds, hit the couch, locked the door. Yeah, I was sipping up, going out. I got white knuckles and I'm looking up, sweating out. So did I say too much?
Ah, okay, so I unlocked that by beating the guy. And it was actually unlocked, so I can just use it. Ah, okay, so I can change. That may be part of the reason why they're not talking about me then, because they can't use the Ace name in all cases. Well, maybe they can. Don't know how many of these they recorded. I'm just thinking about the movie Bullet, and it's like, I mean, what would be better? There should be squirrel as well, so they can be moose and squirrel. Yeah, they definitely did not record all dweeb. Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm just surprised that it's there. Doofus? There's a lot of these. That's disappointing that I did not see any way to change, to just set your colors basically. Yeah, that just takes me back to that. Alright, well, like I said, I will be stopping soon. Although there is... I don't want to look. So, I don't see any way to... Okay. I still think, though, that it should be done to... That it should be... event type, then the location. But okay, so you can't do that. And that's actually very, very good for me to know, because it would probably be one of these things that I would use for collecting data. But right now, I'm not hugely feeling the need to do so. That's also, I mean, it would have to wait for patches, fixed graphics, and stuff like that. Alright, so I'm gonna stop now. Yeah. There was something. What was it? Glorified bumper cars, that was it. Races. Net type. So actually I should change that to race type. Feel like glorified bumper cars with outline slant each up. Like, oh man, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something cutting together that the leaping over the cars with that jump and then slamming the one to the tree. I did not mean to do that, but it did happen. Alright, so stopping this and see you next time.